Tip number 7 is all about consistent letter sizes, and this is something that pretty much every primary school report in the UK, you'll find that especially any kids who have any problems with handwriting, you'll see their teacher say inconsistent letter sizes. So the way to deal with this is to draw some lines, and the lines, you should show the top and the bottom of the line, but crucially you've got to show the middle of the line. Very rough and ready one here. Again, probably back to front, but we've got the top line, the bottom line, and this middle line, I've done it as a dashed line, but it's probably better to do it in different colours. And what you're then highlighting is that, and this is what I always say to children, is that every letter in the alphabet touches the bottom line. Every letter in the alphabet either goes to the middle or goes to the top. There's nothing in between. And you can then show them every letter of the alphabet and show them where they go on the line. And another good tip is to get a highlighter pen and highlight the whole bottom half of that line. And all it does is it differentiates the different sizes, and then you can show them the consistency of letter sizes. They probably I'll probably have to write a little bit bigger than they used to do, but if you then watch what's going on, and you can encourage them to make sure that each of those letter sizes either touch the bottom, sometimes the middle, sometimes the top, and then they get it in the heads then that which sizes are which, and then we begin to bring that consistency in. And it's very clear as soon as you do this with children that they really don't have any idea about the sizes of the letters in relation to each other. So that is a really useful tip to do. Tip number 8 is probably more for the younger kids. This is about forming letters correctly. Again, this is something else that you'll see on school reports. And it's pretty much, well, not impossible, but it's very difficult for kids to move from the printing stage of handwriting to the cursive stage of handwriting unless they are forming their letters in the right place, because the way it's evolved over the years is that when you write a letter, where you finish with that letter is the starting point of your next letter if you're writing cursively, because of course the idea behind cursive writing is that you can speed up how quickly you write something. So it's really important that kids begin in the right place and end in the right place, and this follows on from the last point of consistent letter sizes. So once you've got children writing those letter sizes consistently, they know where the start point is, they know where the finish point is, then you can move on to the cursive handwriting. So it's really easy to assess. You simply ask a child and watch them to write or print every letter of the alphabet, and you watch them carefully to make sure they're starting at the right place and finishing at the right place. Those that aren't, then you simply highlight those, and then they're the ones that you've got to practice. So that's tip number 8, form your letters correctly.
Okay, and for the final tip, the 9th tip, it's all about good form with your arm. So what we're aiming for them to do is to keep their elbow by the side and their arm by the side. What we want to try and avoid is this, where their arms going out at the side, their elbows going out. And what that actually forces children to do, and don't get me wrong, I've seen plenty of children who write really neatly and have their arm at the side, but we're talking about here people who aren't, or children who aren't writing neatly. So we're looking for ways to improve them. And what I've found is that when your elbow's at the side, then what you're more likely to be able to do is use this finer motor control. Every letter that you write is going to go up and down, and if your arm's at your side, then you get that you can do this situation, and you can use these fingers in a backwards and forwards motion, and you can also move your arm in a backwards and forwards motion, and it just gives you more dexterity and finer control. When your arm's at the side, it's not as easy. You start using your wrist, and it just gives you less of that fine motor control, and I've found that can really make a difference. So there's your 9 tips. I'll very quickly recap. I have to read these off because I forget them. So number 1 is we want a sharp pencil or a pen that works. Number 2 is the sitting position. We don't want children leaning over, swinging on the chair, leaning to one side. The 3rd one is correct finger grip, and remember you can use those little rubber widgets, little pencil grips that will help with that. Number 4 is your spur hand steadying the paper. Number 5 is to keep a straight wrist. Number 6 is to keep your eye focused on the pencil tip and what you're actually writing and the letters that you're forming. Number 7 is to use the correct letter sizes, which will take a little bit of practice. Number 8 is to form your letters correctly so that your starting point and your finishing point are correct. And number 9 is to keep your elbow in and begin to use your fingers for that finer motor control. So there's your 9 tips. I'm sure if these are, in fact I know if these are applied consistently over a certain length of time, then you'll begin to see some improvements and some results. Use it as a tick sheet. You can actually get a free copy of this. It's probably going to show back to front for you, but you can get a free copy of that. You can download it from my website. I'll include the link at the bottom here, and I hope it helps. Now if anybody has anything else that they can point to that they've noticed, or any feedback, I'll be really pleased to see and hear about it. So by all means download that, stick it up on the wall, use it as a checklist, and I'm absolutely certain you'll begin to see some improvements over time. So thank you for watching, and good luck with it, and I'll see you on the next video.